Sorry about the delay. Let a few people get on here for a start. If you could, when you get on, let me know if I have sound. There, we got one. Do I have sound? If you could, let me know. Rusty. What's up, Kevin? So everybody can hear me? Awesome. How's everybody doing tonight? Let me show you. Wanted to show you this sweatshirt I got. We'll wait. See if Uncle Dave shows up. Sound is good. All right. I did insulate the room. I did. This is just some heavy grade plastic that goes underneath, like on a foundation that I bought from a company. But I've been putting up a pallet wall. And this is what I'm eventually going to do. I'm going to have all my Tonkas hanging up. Get them off that shelf. And I need the floor space. Let's see. There's Rich. Sam. Well, I was waiting for Dave to get on here. I wanted to talk about that. About these sleeves. If you notice, hey, Addie, what are you doing on here? You should be in bed. It's my granddaughter. I got to keep it clean. Well, if you'd come over and see me, you even know where this is. It's in my office. There's my desk. It's out in the shop, Addie. Well, what I was going to say was, I was going to wait for Dave to get on here, but LiftMaster, it's on the strong arm. They put the genie on the weak arm. He's coming. There he is. Did you hear that, Dave? Thanks for the sweatshirt, by the way. Very, very nice sweatshirt. But I was telling everybody, you notice the LiftMaster's on the strong arm and the genie's on the weak arm. What do you think, Dave? Uncle Dave. Let's see. Okay. You should go to bed. You got to go to school tomorrow. All right. I'm going to get at it here. Everybody's on. So, thanks to Dave, he gave me a power head, a Lanier power head. You can tell it was in a dumpster because it looks like somebody walked on it. But that's all right. I didn't need any of that. Dave, you had asked, I seen in one of your videos about the gear on the Lanier. You have, let me pull this over here. You have 4 screws that you have to take out of your, I don't even know what you call it right at the moment, your travel limits. Take 4 screws out, then the gear's sitting in there. Well, before you can do that, you got to pull a pin, which is that other gear, and then you got one of these clips, which is a pain in the butt to get off if you don't have the tool, I think. I was able to stick a screwdriver in here and pull it out. I had never done one for that reason, just because it is a pain. But overall, it really wasn't that bad. LiftMaster's way easier to do. But let's get to it. Will the gear, I haven't, let's say, will the gear fit in the light duty commercial? Will a residential, the LC075 light duty commercial, fit in the, what is it here? This was, operator model was LS050. Are the gears the same? Well, I was looking at them, and as you can tell, mine was broke. But I was sitting here looking, thinking, you know, they look pretty good. Well, then I got smart and got my old man glasses out, and I got to looking, and on here there is a number that says 217439F. So I come over here to this gear that looks the same but not broke, in excellent shape, and I look for a number on here and it says 217439F. So yes, the same exact gear. From a residential to a light duty commercial. No different. Yes, the LC075, pretty noisy. Yeah, I don't care about that. I'm just fixing it for a guy. But yes, very happy that Dave helped me out there. That gear looks really good shape. I don't see any wear on it. I mean, I'm sure there's something, but really don't look like it. Even that center looks good. That's why your Chamberlain LiftMaster gear sprocket won't work. Different setup. We have the pins. This has a funny shaped shaft, which just drops down in there. I don't want it to go too far. It's a kind of a pain in the butt to get out. Oh, heater's kicking on. So yeah, there it is. That made me happy. I was a happy camper. That 4-hour drive, 2 hours there, 2 hours back. Started snowing on the way back. Nice thing was, got to meet Dave's wife and the little one. I asked the little one if she was going to be a garage door lady, and she says, I don't know. Real quick. Had to. No, thanks for the sweatshirt. Thanks for the gear. And you want to talk about business, you want to talk about employees, you want to talk about customers. Oh boy, have I had a week. Yeah, yeah. We had a really nice boat he had to move. So I figure, it'll bring me more work. Help the guy out. And I looked high and low. You could not find him. Where's Michigan City? Well, they weren't actually in Michigan City. They were back a little bit. And that's over by La Porte. I remember seeing La Porte. Never seeing that. But it's over there up by the lake. Right up there, still in Indiana, I believe. I don't think we crossed over when we went to the facility they were at. Let's hear the drama. Oh boy, where should I start? Well, you should see the video I made today of me and Jeff trying to put an opener. I know Rich B's, he's seen it. But yeah, I wasn't a happy camper. I must come off as an ass to people, but I'm just trying to help people, but nobody wants to listen. They don't listen. Try to tell them an easier way, they do it. Do it your own way, but here's an easier way. I've been doing it for 20 years. I think I've got her down pretty good. No, just having employees, they're great. I really appreciate my employees' help, but boy, it's tough. It's tough, especially when they're older than you. They just don't want to listen to what you have to say. That really sucks. I just want to help them out, make them a good garage door technician. It is my name out there. So that one's tough, but on employees or on customers, I went out Saturday on my birthday before I went to meet Dave's wife for this part. Yeah, I know, Rich. I'm beginning to think. But, so I don't lose my train of thought. Went out Saturday morning. I had like 2 hours before my granddaughter's birthday party we had to be to. On my birthday, I went out to help somebody out, change the spring, and put a little money in my pocket. Well, I get to the house, and 2 vehicles in the garage. So the one vehicle was so big, all I could do was set the ladder up against the door. And, that's a little tough climbing on and doing the work. But I went ahead and changed the spring. Now, you can look this up in your book. It was a 243 2-inch, I believe 30 inches long. And the IPPT was 39.1. So I go out to my truck or my van, and I grab a 262 2-inch by 42 inches long. which has an IPPT of 39.6 or 7 or 5. I don't know. Real, not far off. Point something off, within maybe 5 off. 0.05 off of the IPPT. I get it working. He only wanted one spring. So with wanting one spring, they don't want to spend the money. Okay. And this door, mind you, I got pictures. It was old. It was original to the build. I tell him, hey, 2 springs are the best. He said, just change it a year. I said, okay. Put spring on, get her done. Door lifts fine manually, runs fine with the opener. I leave through it. What was I went and got my phone? That's what it was. He paid by credit card. I charged him $350 for one spring on a Saturday morning. No, it wasn't a wood door. It was a 2-inch, probably an overhead. I call it soft back or vinyl back insulated door. So you know the type. It's just a pan door with insulation in it. 30 years old, not in good shape. Not in terrible shape, but could use some work. He didn't want to spend the money. He wanted one spring. And I did. It was Saturday. I charged them $189.50 to be exact for labor. $10.50 for tax and $150 for the spring. So we go the weekend. I get a call. I think it was Tuesday. I get a call Tuesday. Me and Jeff are working on a job, on this extension spring door job, trying to finish it up. It was kind of a filler job. I get a call that he needed me to come out, and he was bitching about my spring was longer than the spring he had on there, and because my spring was longer, it was screwing up his door. He said he had, and this is what I didn't understand, and he's working on the house. I don't know if he had an inspector come out, but he said he had neighborhood code enforcement guy come out, stop by. And he told him that this door, nope, that would not work. That spring being longer, that would not work. That would wear out the bearings. That would put wear on the cables, the drums, etc. And he sent me this little article thing. I don't know if it was the guy texting him or what, but it said all that what I just kind of told you. And I said, all right, I'll tell you what. I said, I'll come right now. So I'll drop what I'm doing. I'll come right now, and I'll give you your money back for the spring. Let me finish. So me and Jeff hop in the we hop in the truck, and I swing by the house, and I grab the pistol. That tells you what kind of cat he is. So we're going back over there. So I go back over there. And I walk up, and there's two gentlemen there. One's sitting down. He has a mask on. He's a big dude. Oh, great. And I come up there with my book to show him that, you know, the IPPT. He didn't want anything to do with it. He didn't want to hear it. Didn't want nothing to do with it. That's all right. I didn't say this, but I thought, all right, fucker. All right, that's the way it's gonna go. So I videoed everything. Got video, you know, videos of what I needed, not the whole situation, but videos, pictures of the worn out rollers and the bent hinges and what have you. I took the spring off, put it all back together. Me and Jeff lifted the door. I went out to the truck and I wrote the guy a check for $160.50. And I handed it to him. And he says, "What's this?" I said, "I told you I'd give you your money back for your spring." I said, "I'll be damned if I'm doing my labor for nothing." And then it was my birthday. So he says, "I'm on the phone right now with this guy from LinkedIn. And it's Tony." He went and he turned. He said, "It's Tony's Garage Door Service." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "I took off the IPPT of 39.1 and I put it on IPPT of 39.7. He don't know what the fuck he's talking about." That's what I said. Got in my vehicle, driving down the road. I looked up real quick on, you know, springs being different sizes. And it says, yes, it said something that it can, you know, appear that it's going to give you difference. But once you tighten it, they work together. A longer spring gives you longer life, which I always do. I upgrade the spring. Mother. So, yeah, that's what I dealt with Tuesday. You know, they're not all like that. That's rare. That's rare. But what that was, basically, I think, was the guy was having his house worked on. And he had probably a buddy come over and say, "Hey, you know, I could have done that cheaper." Yeah. Spring, I mean, come on. If you take off, it said there that the IPPT was what was important, not the freaking length of the spring. No, do you want to put a 2-inch diameter and an 1.75 inches? No, they said definitely not. But two different lengths, as long as the IPPT was the same, didn't matter. I'm like, oh. So, yeah, I had to deal with that dip wad. I don't know. It ticked me off when I went to show him and explain to him, and he didn't want nothing to do with it. That told me right there he was just a piece of work. And that's when you go. All right, let's read some of these. All right, that was my week of shit. And you seen Jeff today. He just, I told him if he watched the video, I tell him, leave it there. Leave it there. What's he do? He picks up the operator, sits it on top of an operator that's like this, and then it falls off. I don't know what the other dude was there for. He actually, they were videoing us, and when the homeowner went in the house like a badass, he told him, watch him. I thought, what the fuck am I gonna do? It's an empty garage. Watch him. Hell, we put his old spring back on. I ain't give a fuck. What it ended up being was he had bad rollers, and the roller kept popping out. So then the panel would come out the one side. Let's see here. Let me read some of these. Give the money back. Rusty. Yeah, it was a piece of work, Sam. I'm telling you. Here, dipshit customer. Yeah, that's right, dipshit customer. Right. Yeah, he thought he was all that in a bag of chips, and then he got that check for $189.50 less than what he thought it was. Who's all that in a bag of chip now? That ain't $350. I said, the hell it ain't. It's a spring, like I told you. Yeah, you wanted a full refund, but you know, I did the work. The spring didn't fall off. The door panel was coming out because the roller was bad. You know, that's not my fault. Screw you. Clope, Rainer, both. Yeah, right, Tanner. And if Rainer, if I'm not mistaken, Rainer always uses a 1/2 inch bolt to put their springs together, where I like to use I have to use a 9/16 socket. I hate that about Rainer. When I see that, I know, gotta change my bit. His buddy was like hell. Oh shit. Yeah, after the homeowner went inside, the one guy, he wasn't too bad. The big dude that actually intimidated me there at first with the mask on. He was actually a younger kid. He was asking me questions about it. He laughed, Dave. I'll have Tony. Oh no. I uh I don't know. I wanna forget about the whole week. The whole week. That's why I have a roll up door sitting at my supplier that I need to go pick up, that I was gonna put in this week, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna wait till next week. Just hopefully everything goes right. Doing a 12 by 12 roll up on a camper building. The camper, he keeps his camper in there. The camper just barely fits in there. That's why he has to go with a roll up. Raise prices. Well, the only bad thing is that where where he was, I actually own a little strip that I put a sign right there. So yeah, that or he did see my sign on the south side. He was just a butthole. He was just a butthole. Is all it was. Just a butthole. I mean, because I'm a nice guy. Hell, I would have gave him a full refund if he wouldn't have been a butt. If he'd have listened to my what I had to say. Major springs. What diameter? 14 by 14 today. 273 wire, 2-inch ID. Wow. 53 inches long, pair. Kind of different. Yeah. It seems 14 by 14. 2-inch ID. Damn. Yeah, that does seem. To me, I mean, I know that's a pretty stout spring for like residential, but seems kind of small for a 14. Is that a insulated door or just a pan door? Tanner. Wayne Dalton, is that what that is? Wayne Dalton, WB. You can still get Wayne Dalton. I'm just kidding. Tony, yeah. I'm PG in this shit, is how I really feel. You don't, I mean, I could, we could talk later, we could call later, and I'll tell you my real words. I'm keeping this, I'm trying to keep this PG 13. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah, isn't that screwed up, Tanner? How they do that with their springs? 2 1/4 kind of throw you off. It's really not. It's really not too bad. I mean, when I gauge it, it usually works out pretty good. I don't really notice the doors don't balance. Let's see. HB. Keep an eye out. Oh. And think of that, Rich. Damn. Yeah, why you gotta stress me out? Shit. Where's my beer? No. That's alright. You know, if he does, he does. You know. You win some, you lose some. But right now I got $189. And he might screw me if he need hey. If he screws me over, then he needed it more than I did, I guess. I just don't care for people like that. Oh, how am I going to lift the roll-up door? I'm so glad you asked. Well, I've got Sam, got my son-in-law working with us Monday, and Jeff, and they're gonna each be on a ladder on the side, and then I'm gonna put the scissor lift in the middle, put the door on the scissor lift, and lift it up. Boom, right there. That's the plan. Put it up there with the scissor lift. Because my scissor lift is only a 10-foot high at the feet, but with the cage, we're in business. See, it lifts 750 pounds is the rating for it, but I know I've lifted more. Yeah, Rich, your new lift. That's right. That's right, Rusty. I'm coming to get your lift. I got my new trailer. We come and get your lift. You have a trailer for your lift, Rusty? I spent, I think, $6,000 on my trailer. It's a 16-foot long. I think it's rated for, let me think, like, it can carry like 5,500 pounds. But it's 16 feet long, 12 feet tilt. The other 4 is stationary. Pretty nice. The scissor lift just cruises right up on it. No problem. No back braking, putting the tailgates down. I'm trying to lift them back up. I can do it all by myself. Don't need anybody here. I can hook up, go do commercial work all by myself. I like that. Yeah, Rusty, you thought that was funny, huh? I'm coming. I'm leaving Sunday morning. You're only 4.5 hours, maybe 5 hours away. We'll get that day rental, bring it back in a week. Yeah, it is. It's not a rolling steel or nothing like that. No, it's just it's a big, I don't like storage unit. I got the cheaper one just because I didn't want to overdo anything because we're limited on space. I didn't want the door to stick out any farther than what it already does. Genie hand crank. Oh, that's what they're. Where? That's one of the. It actually on the bottom looks like a motor stand. It has the V on it, and then you just manually crank it. We had one of those out in Texas, and I've been trying to find out what the hell those were. I'd like to get one. Let's see. Yes, sir. This is model. Just 42. 2 weeks ago. Cool. Yeah, I've got one out there, opener for roll-up doors. It's a generic one. It looks like it worked. Now this one comes with a chain hoist. The only bad thing is you don't have another entrance to get in there. That's the only way to get into the building. I don't know why he didn't put a side door or man door in. But I bought a chain hoist anyways because he's older than myself, and you know, at least this way he could lift it up waist high and get in there and then go the rest of the way. I don't know. But yeah, I added a chain hoist with Amen, Tanner. That's right. That's right. Yep. I mean, I mean, I know I was right. You know, I already know I was not wrong. It just pisses me off. There's people that got to be that way. Tanner. What's your wife going to say about that?
What kind of roll-up door?
No, it's not insulated. I don't know. The model number, like 2100, whatever. I don't know. I'm not sure. I just know that it's going to fit a 12 by 12 opening. And I made sure that it's going to be just a little bit bigger than 12 feet. I'm a little nervous. I don't do a roll up that big. I've never done one 12 foot tall. I think the tallest I've done is maybe 7, 8 max. You know, it might be a CHI because these guys sell CHI, I know. I can't remember. I bought a couple from them. But I never really paid attention to names. Let's see. Weekly rate. Well, I was just going to rent it for a day, Rich, and then, you know, keep it for a week. Isn't that how it works? If you give me a purple sweatshirt, it's a deal. Sweet. I'll get you one. I got to get Dave one too. I gotta get Dave one. I need to get Tanner one. So you guys can put down your sizes. I'll get you guys one. CHI. I already read that. Let's see. Yeah, that'd be cool. Rich. Yeah. Extra large, right, Dave? You know, this large fits me pretty daggone good. You know, now if I put other layers underneath, it'd be getting tight in the arms. Nowhere else, just the arms. Just kidding. Let's see. Cheaper. Minus all inches. Huh. That's crazy. Why would they? I don't understand why people build stuff or put that type of opening in that you wouldn't be able to put in a regular door. That's like around here we have a neighborhood that they built these homes that they put a beam right in the center of the garage and you can't fit an operator in there. You have to cut the rail down. It's like, what the? So then you cut the rail down, then the door don't open all the way. I'm sorry. Tanner's the large. All right. Mark this down right now. Hard and Dave. Let's see. Extra large. I'm gonna say Rusty. Rusty, he looked like a large. What are you, Rusty? You still on here? I didn't see that before, Tanner. That's funny. I'm a large in purple. That's funny shit. Oh, whoa, Rusty, you're bigger than what I thought. Man, you look skinny. Let's see. Oh, moved on me. Oh yeah, that explained it. Well, you know, people were short back then. 6'3" was tall. Short. I shouldn't say anything. I'm pretty short. I come from a short family. Yeah. Oops. Shoot. Rich. They don't want to spend the money for that. They don't want to spend the money for those jack shaft side mount. They're more money, and then you got to run an extension cord or whatever. But yeah, I'm with you. That would be the one to put up. But they never want to spend that money. I need to start upping the price. Just more. I'm 6. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, you're tall. That's right. I knew you were skinny. Didn't have the belly like I got. The spare tire. Well, it's kind of like a tractor tire. It's a big one. On a good day. Yeah, me too, Tanner. If I'm, my hair's standing up, if I got it spiked, I might be 5'9". But I'm 5'7", but I think it's 5'8" on my license. I was always the shortest in my group. I was always the little guy. I was always the one that had to go under the house or whatever. Tony can fit. But now I got this big old gut. Not the operator. Not the operator. I will send you a link. Ask Dave about that. Are you talking that the genie lift, Rich? Let's see. That's okay. Easy. I think I'm tall. Let me give me some shoes like Kiss wears. Yeah, I know. It don't hurt when I fall. It's bad. Those big guys. And yeah. All right. Let's see. Oh wow! Look at all them likes. Holy crap! Yeah, I wish I had my laptop. I was gonna bring it out because it usually has all my pictures that I take from my phone. But the ones I took in the video I took of that job was not on there. I wanted to show you guys the stuff. You should have seen it. It was just, I can't get that out of my head. I gotta forget about that job. But it was a joke. All right, guys. It's holy crap. It's already 11:20. Guess I'm gonna wrap it up here. Really appreciate you guys sticking in there with me for 51 minutes. Damn. I didn't know I could talk that long. Just kidding. All right, guys. Hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for hitting that like and subscribe. Really appreciate you guys being here. Tanner, Rusty, Dave, I'll be getting you a sweatshirt. Rich B, what's your size? You better text me. I'll get you one too. You guys be looking good in that purple. Oh, sorry. Okay. I see it, Rich. All right, guys. Hey, appreciate you. Have a good night. Be safe tomorrow. Talk to you later. Papa Tony out. Just like Trump. Yeah, go Trump. Go Trump. Hey. You seen everybody stand up and clap, didn't you? You seen who was sitting. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. All right. Thanks a lot. Thanks for watching. Papa Tony out.